Hi everyone, Jason from JVA's Mounjaro weight loss journey. Yeah, I have added a little bit in there with the weight loss, only because I found not a lot of people are getting to see my vlogs, and it isn't about getting the vlog, well actually it is about getting the vlogs out to as many people as possible. I don't really care about the viewings and all that sort of stuff, but I do want to try and get out to as many people as possible, and if there's any point I actually come up with some good advice and all that stuff, I would like it to get out to as many people as possible. So yes, I have done a slight change on the name of this channel. So if you haven't watched my other two vlogs, my name is Jason. I live in South London and I've recently started my Mounjaro journey to lose weight, and obviously I'd like to get fit as well. So I've decided to document it, guys, do these weekly vlogs in an effort to try and maybe share my experiences, maybe some insights, maybe something that's happening to me is happening to someone else. Maybe we can find some resolutions together and that sort of thing, guys. It's more just to try and be of a help than to be of maybe of any medical advice. As I will always say, I am not a medical practitioner. I have no medical history or anything like that, guys. I'm just your average Joe who has suffered with being obese for pretty much most of his life since I've left school, even whilst I was at school. And I've done all the yo-yo dieting and all the rest of it, and I've got to a point where now I'm on Mounjaro. Obviously I'm still in the starter phase, which is the 2.5 milligram, and in fact I've just taken my 4th dose. So I've been on it for 3 weeks. This is going into my 4th week. I've just had my 4th dose. Now, I would have mentioned on previous vlogs that it is my intention to take the 5th dose. And I'll just show you a little picture here I took this morning while I was doing my jab, just to show you how much of the fluid is left in the quick pen. So as you can see, guys, that's, as far as I can see, that looks to be pretty much a full dose, which is obviously 0.6 milliliters. So there's no way I'm letting that go to waste. Now, there are a couple of methods that I've seen out there. Fat Man Climbing, I believe his name is, really good guy, does some fantastic vlogs. If you want to look at 5th dose and all that, just type in Mounjaro 5th dose. You will see loads of stuff come up. And I intend to use it, and I intend to, moving forward, do micro dosing as well, guys, and that's where you might have your next pen up, which I already do. So I have my 5 milligram pen now in the fridge, and although my next injection is going to be what's remaining from my 2.5 milligram pen, my injection after that will be from the 5 milligram pen, but I intend to do a 2.5 milligram dose. So where on the quick pens you've got 60 clicks, I will go out 30 clicks and administer a 2.5 milligram dose. Never done it before, guys. I've watched plenty of videos and all the rest, and it seems certainly feasible. I totally agree with the logic of keeping it in the fridge, getting longevity out of it, and obviously getting more value out of the pens, because they are not cheap in any way, shape or form. So to that end, guys, I just thought I'd show you a couple of things that I've bought. Now, I've been using these from the start, to be fair, or one of them from the start. So I just bought myself a pack of wipes. I think there are like 100 wipes, alcohol wipes in here. There is 100 alcohol wipes in here, and I think there are like, you know, $3.99 or something like that. They're really cheap on Chemist For You, I think it is. And I also bought myself the spare needles. So these are 32G, which is the sort of the width of the needle, if you like, diameter of the needle, and they're 4mm, that's how far they stick out. So these are probably identical to what your provider is giving you with your pen. These are identical to what my provider has given me with my pen, but some providers use different ones. And that pack of 100 of them, again, was about $6.99, I think, guys. So I think I kind of got both of them for about £10. I mean, that's no money at all. Very happy with that, to be fair. So I've been using the wipes all the time. I clean the top of my pen before I use it every single week around the pen, and I clean my jab site. So talking about the jab site, guys. So as I've said, I've just done my 4th jab today, and literally I've gone, I think week 1 I did right part of my belly hole, obviously at least 5 centimeters away. Left part of my belly hole, bottom of my belly hole or underneath my belly hole and then above my belly hole. So I've gone all the way around now. Now, there is a lot of talk about changing sites. Some places work better for others. You know, other sites work better. Obviously, you've got your thigh, you've got the back of your arms. But I'll be honest, guys, I'm finding it's working very well for me, putting it into my belly. Obviously, you've got to go into your subcutaneous fat, which I am doing. Obviously, I've got plenty on my belly, so there's no worries with finding that. And I think I'm going to stick with my belly. I don't want to risk possibly putting it in somewhere else and then going for a week where it's not as effective as it is now. Talking about effectiveness. So whether you do or don't know, guys, the sort of lifespan, if you like, of the potency of the Mounjaro jab that you take, or currently I'm taking once a week, actually only lasts for 5 days. And I will tell you, come that Thursday evening, that's the first time I do start feeling hungry. Now, I don't want to confuse hunger with sugar cravings or anything like that, because I don't have them. Throughout the whole week, I don't have the sugar cravings. I still haven't touched Coca-Cola in 3 weeks. And for me, that is massive, guys. That's probably worth me being on Mounjaro just for that reason, to be fair. So yeah, still no Coca-Cola. I still haven't bought any dairy milk in this time. I haven't been buying any mini chocolate bars or anything from Lidl or anything. So I've literally totally restricted my chocolate intake, my Coca-Cola intake. I have still been having the odd packet of crisps, mainly Smith's Square Crisps, salt and vinegar ones, because the small packets of those are 97 calories, so very easy to work them in. And I find just by having a snack that you actually really enjoy, it doesn't feel like you're missing out on anything, you know. I'd say that's from my previous food habits, because my food habits have changed absolutely massively. I watched a clip during the week, guys, actually, where it's one of these doctors, and they kind of said, you know, there's 5 steps to losing weight. And they kind of said, you know, the first step is reducing your calorie intake, reducing what you eat. And then they went on to list the other steps and all the rest. And basically they said, you know, Mounjaro only helps you with reducing the amount you want to eat. That's all it helps you with. That first day I did that first injection, and I put that Mounjaro back into the fridge where there was about 8 cans of Coke there. I made a choice that day that I wasn't touching Coke anymore. Now, the Mounjaro has helped give me the tool, because of no sugar cravings, to do that. But if I wanted a can of Coke, I could go and drink a can of Coke. Obviously, I have got some concerns about how drinking fizzy drinks might affect me on the Mounjaro, but I haven't had any. I've had 0 fizzy drinks in 3 weeks, which is crazy, because literally 70% of what I'd be drinking on a normal daily basis would have been Coca-Cola. I had got in the habit of drinking water, but nothing like as much as the Coca-Cola intake I was taking. Now, obviously, for the last 3 weeks, I've had 0 Coca-Cola, and for me, that is massive. You know, really, really pleased with that, guys. So I made that choice to make that Coca-Cola change, but I also made the choice to change what foods I'm eating and what type of foods I'm eating. So I also haven't really eaten any greasy foods. Now, I have had a couple, don't get me wrong, guys. One day last week, actually I know what day it was, Tuesday. So Tuesday last week, guys, I went to KFC with the girlfriend, and I had a barbecue, it's a chicken fillet barbecue wrap. It was lovely. I've got to be honest, it was lovely. So obviously that was, you know, a small bit of fried chicken. Didn't affect me in any way whatsoever. I enjoyed it absolutely thoroughly, and that was good. Also, I found some lovely chicken that they are labelled as high protein chicken skewers from Lidl, and they're really nice. I originally cooked myself 2. I might have a picture, I might show you here. I originally cooked myself 2 with some mash and peas, thinking, yeah, that'd be all right. I could eat about half of it. I literally cling filmed, wrapped it, and had it for lunch the following day. It was still lovely, heated up. So those little skewers are like, I think they gave like something like 26 grams of protein and only like 99 calories. So I will definitely be eating them again, guys. And talking about what I'm eating, I am generally eating clean, guys. I'm pretty much eating practically, I can't think of any processed foods I've had in the last week, actually, apart from maybe a paratha. I don't know whether it was last night or the night before. I kind of cooked my brother. They do a satay chicken version of those skewers and a peri peri chicken skewers. So we had the satay, I had one satay chicken skewer, a little bit of rice and a paratha. And the paratha was more calories than literally the skewer and the rice. But it was worth it, I've got to be honest. It was really nice. It was, well, actually, I didn't actually eat it all either, but it was really, really nice. So yeah, that was good. So I have been eating very clean, guys. I haven't been eating loads of processed food. I haven't had any pizza. I haven't had any of my fried chips that I absolutely love. I haven't been having fried burgers or anything like that. I have been eating very clean, so I have been very good. Now, I've just realised I've kind of waffled on for 12 minutes and haven't even covered my weight loss this week. So I'm going to start by saying I am disappointed in my weight loss this week, guys. Obviously, my first week I lost 9. Second week I lost 4. This week I've lost 3 and a bit. So even if I put this little map up here, guys, it does show you that I've lost 1 stone, 4 pound. Obviously, last week was 1 stone, so it looks like I've lost 4 pound, but actually on the scale it's 3 pound and a bit. So I am disappointed in that. I'm not going to lie, but I do kind of also understand why that's happened. It's not been down to dieting or anything like that, or I believe it's not been down to dieting or anything like that. I am literally sticking to between probably about 1,200 and 1,500 calories a day. I am kind of meant to be about 1,800 calories a day. So it might be, that might have something to do with it. I may not be eating quite enough and my metabolism may be slowing down. So I don't know, I might make an effort this week to try and eat more. But if I'm honest, what I actually believe is this week, on top of my walking, I've added some strength training in. Now, I don't know if I mentioned, but I've got these resistant bands. They were literally £5.99 from Lidl, guys, and I think they're amazing. I really do. So I've just been doing an upper body workout, which is also my arms, chest, shoulders, that sort of thing, and a core workout. And oh my God, the first day I did the core workout, the next 2 days I could barely roll myself off the bed. I overworked myself, guys. I didn't do it sensibly. I should have built myself up. So I kind of went in trying to do 3 sets of 10 and everything, and it was too much. So I actually did do core workout this morning. So I've been out at 5:30 this morning. I went for a walk, only about 40 minutes, and then came back and did about half an hour of resistance band training on my core. And I've now kind of decided to go 10 reps, about a 10-second rest, 8 reps, about a 10-second rest, 6 reps. And I found that to be much better. So hopefully I won't be in quite as much pain for the next few days like I was last week. So I'm kind of just doing 2 alternate core workouts, guys, just my upper body and my core. I've got pretty chunky legs from where I used to do rugby at school and martial arts and that sort of thing. So I don't really work my legs, guys. My legs I'm kind of very happy with, but my core is abysmal. My press ups have been very poor. I've lost a lot of strength from the top of my body, and that's not from the Mounjaro, guys. I know, we worry about muscle loss and all that. It's literally just been because I have been lazy and not been working out at all for such a long amount of time. I've lost most of my strength, so I do intend to get that back. So I've kind of covered, or have I covered? Sorry, guys, I'm still kind of digressing, aren't I? So my weight this week, guys, was 18 stone, 6 pound. It will look like I've lost 1 stone, 4 pound, but it was more like 3 pound, 3 pound and a bit this week, guys. So I wish it'd been more, but it is what it is. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm just going to continue on the journey. Side effects this week. So like I said, the appetite suppression's been good, and I have found each week, though, it has gone up to about late Thursday night, and then late Thursday night, I get peckish, I really do. And then the Friday and the Saturday, there are times during the day when I do feel hungry. Other than that, everything's working perfectly. I have no intention of upping my dose anytime soon. Unless I get a week where sort of halfway through the week it's not working for me, I'm going to stay on 2.5 milligrams, guys. Now, this week I did notice I've had a looser stools, but if that's the only side effect I'm going to have, happy days. I have no problem with that. Obviously, I'm taking a lot less food in now, and I'm actually only going to the toilet, going to poo, once a day. Once in the morning after I have my sweet coffee, that's it. I used to go in the afternoon. Again, after I have my coffee, I find coffee always helps me go to the toilet. So if any of you guys are having issues with constipation, try coffee with a little bit of sugar in. I'm sure it would help. So I'm only going once a day, which is fine for me. And if those are the only side effects I'm going to have, happy days, guys, because the benefits I've gotten being on Mounjaro are absolutely amazing. I mean, as I keep harping on, and I do apologise, not drinking Coca-Cola for me is a life changer. It really is. It's a total game changer. And for me, it will change my life. My teeth are terrible because of drinking Coke literally all my life, and I'm suffering with them now, I can tell you that much. So not having a sugar craving, and the amount of money I must be saving not buying Coca-Cola, dairy milk, other type of crisps, crap food when I'm out, takeaways. I think other than that KFC, I've not had any takeaways whatsoever. I've got to give props to my girlfriend Emma, because I'm sure she'd love a takeaway now and again. Actually, we did go to the cafe, but I had 2 eggs and 1 slice of toast, which is what I have here at home for breakfast. So that's what we did one lunchtime. So I'm not really restricting myself on what I'm doing socially either. I'm still going out with a girlfriend, having meals out, albeit different than what I'd normally have. I'd normally be having bacon and chips at the cafe, and that's a Sunday thing, you know, but I'm not. I've made the decision and made the choices to make good food choices, and that's what I'm hoping this Mounjaro will help me do in the long run, guys. Change those habits that have caused me to put on the weight year in, year out, and caused me to fail on pretty much every diet I've tried, because I've always had that food noise where I fancy Coke, I fancy chocolate. They've always been my weakness, absolutely always. And as I would have said in the earlier videos, guys, I had a gastric sleeve many years ago, but over time I've caused that to stretch by, you know, eating more than I should have. So I'm also hoping that it will help shrink my stomach and ability to eat. I certainly know literally I can eat half a plate of food at a push and then I'm stuffed. So yeah, I mean, it's been a good week, guys. You know, apart from perhaps wanting more of a weight loss on the scales, it has been a good week. I'm improving my health, I'm improving my core, I'm exercising virtually every day. Sometimes I take like a Monday off. I probably won't this week, but yeah, I've been exercising literally every day, guys, and I am starting to feel the benefits. You know, I've pulled the jeans in another rung on the old belt. My girlfriend has said she can feel a difference in my belly. It's narrow. A couple of people have mentioned that I look little bit slimmer now. It's only a stone, but I tell you the difference it makes, guys. You know, when you go to cut your toenails or to put your socks on, do you tie your shoelaces, you do notice that 1 stone of difference on your belly, or I have noticed that 1 stone of difference on my belly, guys. So yeah, onwards and upwards, I think. Now, I do have an announcement before I finish this vlog, guys. I don't want to keep you too long. I know it can get boring. Next week is going to be a tough week for me, guys. I'm not going to be able to do my injections and this vlog on the Sunday, as I'm actually going to be in Las Vegas with my girlfriend. Emma's never been. I used to go quite regularly as I'm a poker player. Haven't played for years. So me and her are going to Las Vegas next Saturday. So what does that mean for me on Mounjaro? Well, like I've said, I've got that 5th dose left in my very first 2.5 milligram pen. I'm going to be putting that into me next Saturday morning before we fly out Saturday afternoon. So I will take my weight and all of that next week, guys. I'm just not going to have time to do a vlog like this and give you the update. So apologies, there's not going to be a weekly update next week, But the following week, when I'm back from Las Vegas, I will do the update. Actually, I might do it the day I get back. So it might be available that Friday. Maybe not, I might be knackered, but it might be available that Friday. I might give you an update. And then I will, again, on the Sunday, give you an update. So if I don't pair them together, you may get an update on the Friday or Saturday. And then, so that would be a 5th week update. And then the 6th week update will be the Sunday when I get back. So, listen, all I want to do, guys, is try and give you my thoughts and feelings and how I'm getting on my Mounjaro journey. See if there's any little things that I might be able to bring up that might help someone else on their Mounjaro journey, or even just for information purposes. I've watched loads of videos, and just watching how other people have been on it has given me inspiration, guys, and helped me with things, little queries that I've had. So I just want to try and do the same, and perhaps maybe help someone else out there that might be thinking of going to Mounjaro or may already be on their journey. So, guys and girls, sorry, I keep saying guys, I do apologise to all you lovely ladies out there. It's just the way I talk, always say guys. Sorry, do apologise. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please give it a subscribe. I would like to build it up. I would like this to get out to as many people and try and help as many people as possible. If you've enjoyed this week's vlog and update, please give it the old up finger. I can't even talk. Please give it the old thumbs up, guys. I know it helps the algorithm. And if you want to be notified of future posts, please hit that bell icon. So it only leaves me to say, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the next vlog.